Hello, welcome to Pasinic Mum, a podcast by three Vietnamese college students trying to navigate adulthood through the scope of both their Vietnamese and American cultures. We're just here to chat and share our lives with you. My name is Jasmine, and this week I am very much enjoying the sun because it is getting me out of my apartment.
Nice. My name is Zui, you guys can call me Kevin, and this week I have a fried head and new hair.
Tell the audio. Tell those on audio.
Tell those on audio? Well, okay, so I went with my friends, and we kind of like bleached my hair, and now we dyed it, and it's like a silverish lilac kind of color, so you guys gotta check the YouTube to see it.
Oh my gosh. Plug I use a lilac song, cough cough.
Ooh.
I love that song. Anyway, my name is Cindy, and today my co-host and I are all wearing AirPods. We are
Yes,
synchronized
sir.
today, guys.
We don't speak broke.
Okay, well, don't say that.
Just kidding.
Well, this week we are talking about different types of fame, specifically traditional celebrities versus influencers.
Traditional celeries.
Ooh, crunch.
During the rise of TikTok stars and streamers, as well as YouTubers and Instagram personalities, we've been watching how the idea of fame is being redefined. To explore it further, we will be discussing how we define the two, who we prefer, and what type of fame we'd rather have. We're happy for you to join us in our conversation today, and it's been a while since we've recorded an episode, so bear with us, and we're glad to be back.
First off, how would you guys define a celebrity versus an influencer?
Well, I don't know. I was trying to think for a while with my 3 a.m. brain how I would. And I honestly haven't really been paying much attention to YouTube and stuff and just the news lately. But I guess for me, celebrities are famous in a more traditional sense, through movies or TV shows or sports or just a lot of mainstream clout in general for whatever reason, like Elon Musk or newly divorced Bill Gates or or Amanda Gordon, stuff like that. So people like that, they're celebrities in a more traditional sense, where more traditional press will cover them. That's not to say more traditional press won't cover influencers, but you have to be a big influencer, or you really have to mess up to be to be covered by traditional press. So going off of that, influencers usually gain their fame through the internet, and they tend to connect to younger generations more because younger generations tend to be on the internet a little bit more. When you think about Charlie D'Amelio or our favorite streamers, OTV, and they gain a lot of popularity through social media and online platforms, and they also sometimes they tend to have a little bit more control over the content that they release. So that's my spiel.
Yeah, when I was thinking celebrities, I automatically thought towards Hollywood. I feel like Hollywood is the big difference between a celebrity and an influencer. In my opinion, Hollywood versus YouTube, or sometimes people do both, also music artists. I feel like a lot of music artists are celebrities, and sometimes that's how an influencer becomes a celebrity. I feel like if an influencer has a good platform and then starts to do music, they can kind of shift to being a celebrity. But that's not to say that you can be a music artist and be an influencer at the same time without having that transition. So I don't know. I feel like that's the gray area that I think about.
I definitely have the same, I think, opinion as well as Jasmine. I think the only thing I'd say is maybe influencers has more quote unquote an expertise of a certain topic or field that they're in. It's you're saying like a music person, they're like a music influencer. They have more like expertise on the music, such as like I don't know, instruments. Like you have more expertise on what type of instrument to be played, like the model of like the instrument or whatever, right? Because like celebrity is more like they're known for like the music they create, whereas the influencer is like the material that they use, or yeah, I don't know how I'm like saying that, you know, like
Justin and I are
okay,
touching heads. We're confused.
okay, let's go to like, let's say skincare or something like that. Skincare influencers, they're more knowledgeable on like the products that they're advertising, like they're using, you know, they know how these things work a lot more. But like, a celebrity is more like the big face for that thing.
Oh,
I
I
know.
see what you mean. I guess it can kind of go both ways, though.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
not saying it's like
I slightly disagree with that. Just
I mean,
because,
yeah, it's like it's not
every
like the main.
influencer-
Yeah, it's not like the main reason, I'd say, but like I kind of tend to see that a little bit more, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But when you say like music producers who are you would call celebrities, are a little bit more knowledgeable in their field than an influencer who gets picked up off of TikTok recording in their bedroom.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
There's definitely that
Mhm.
gray area. And, like, sponsorships in general are a whole nother thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because there are plenty of celebrities and influencers who will sponsor something just because they want to, not because they actually
True.
believe in it, you know?
Yeah.
Well, then going off that, would you say like a celebrity is like the big picture, and then like an influencer is like a baby celebrity, say?
Well,
Ooh,
yeah. I mean,
Right?
if you want to look at like the Kardashians and Addison Rae, and
Yeah.
how they've like taken her under their wing.
Oh
that's
God, really? I didn't even
little
know
bit,
that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, she hangs out with them.
Jeez.
My guilty pleasure is looking at the Snapchat gossip pages.
Oh my gosh, Snapchat.
Oh my
Snapchat
So-
stories.
Yeah. I like looking through those, so that's how I know. But yeah.
Mhm. If you
Or,
think
like-
about it... Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Go ahead,
sorry.
Justin.
I was just gonna say or Olivia Rodrigo being mentored by Taylor Swift because she is.
That's
I
kind
mean,
of big. That's
you
crazy.
could say that she is a celebrity, a traditional celebrity, because she is in the High School Musical, the musical,
Okay.
on Disney Plus, but also she's risen to a lot of fame through social media. So like you could call her either a celebrity or an influencer, and then she's been
Okay.
picked up by a bigger celebrity. So
Yeah.
gray areas.
Yeah, definitely. That's why it was so hard to, like, I guess establish that definition, right? I was thinking about, is it Charlie D'Amelio? Is that how you say her name? Oh, and Addison
Yeah.
Rae. So I think Addison Rae had a little contract with American Eagle, and then Charlie had a little contract with Hollister,
Something
right?
like that. Yeah.
Do you guys remember that? Yeah.
I don't
Was it
remember
Hollister?
this.
Oh,
Was
I
it-
was shopping
I think it's
for
Hollister,
jeans,
yeah.
and then I saw them, and I was like,
Yeah.
alright.
I know Addison Rae and American Eagle because I was also at the mall and I saw
Gotcha.
her face.
Oh, yeah.
Then yeah, I was like mixing those two up. I think it was Charlie D'Amelio with Hollister, and then
Yeah, it was. it
yeah.
was. Yeah. I was thinking about, like, those type of promotions, you know, and wondering, like, how much do you really like jeans? Or something. I don't know. But I guess we'll never know. Like, how much do you believe in those jeans? Did I still buy them? Heck yeah. But yeah, that's a whole nother topic, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, moving on a little bit, if this is like our definition that we've kind of created and established that there's very much a gray area, who do you guys typically lean toward? Who do you pay attention to more?
I lean towards influencers, especially YouTubers, and I guess TikTok. I don't really go on TikTok, but I watch Instagram Reels, which is kind of like a delayed response of the TikTok culture. Because I'm just not good with social media in general. Because influencers are usually, or a lot of them are in social media, I feel like. based on what we discussed. And I don't go on social media that often because I think I've been realizing that I've been following a lot of people. And then, so when I scroll through my home feed, I get really, overwhelmed, and then I just turn off Instagram. I'm really bad at keeping up with the times, but...
No, I definitely feel you. When it comes to, like, celebrities and such, I don't really, like, follow up on those too much.
Yeah.
So, like, if you guys say stuff about, like, big names, I'm probably not gonna know, to be honest, because I don't really follow up on that stuff. And so, like, the same thing as, like, Cindy, it's mostly just, like, TikTok or, like, Instagram feeds that I kind of look up. And so whatever pops up, I guess. That's how I get my information, so, yeah.
See, I'm a little different. I don't know, I guess it's because, like, whether it's because of, like, the kind of TikTok I'm on, where where people talk about current events regarding pop culture figures, or, like, whether it's, like, me being able to talk about it, like, with some of my other friends, but, it's a mix for me. I pay attention to both celebrities and influencers. Like, Zvi will tell you I could have gone off about the driver's license. Olivia Rodrigo, Joshua Bassett, Sabrina Carpenter drama. But
Yeah,
also...
because you were, like, indulged in that, right? Yeah.
It's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
But, like, also, I really love to pay attention to just, like... Not really love to, but I happen to pay attention to, like, more traditional celebrities, like Marvel and the cast, and Sebastian Stan posting a TikTok the other day on his Instagram.
Oh, I think I saw that too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw it on TikTok first, and then I saw it on
Mhm.
his page, because everyone's talking about how he posted it. Or like
I've never
I
seen it.
or
Send
like
it to me later.
I will. It's really well. You have to watch like Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh
Have
my
you
gosh.
watched it?
Okay.
Shoot,
I
I
have the
haven't
time
watched
for
it
this.
yet.
Oh, you
How
have
many-
to watch it.
How many
It's so
episodes are
good.
there again?
This one's 6.
Okay, there's 6
WandaVision
of
was
them.
like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Um,
I remember watching WandaVision, but I haven't.
How long are
watched
the
Winter
episodes?
Soldier. It's like 40 minutes, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
that's
you don't have
amazing.
time.
34
Yeah.
minutes.
Time.
yeah.
I watched them at the beginning of the quarter before like life picked up.
Gotcha.
But like I was watching them as they come out. But yeah, or like I could tell you about Taylor Swift. Okay, but like, or like yeah, I can tell you about Taylor Swift and stuff. But that's because I really love her. But I think I tend to pay attention to traditional celebrities a little bit more.
Mm.
But that's because I'm a dork and I like to pay attention to like Marvel people and like people I watch on TV and stuff. But I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say I'm a good mix. But what do you guys think that you tend to pay attention to like influencers more?
For me, I think social media can be really fast-paced. Like, even though I don't indulge in it a lot, I think it's really easy to get swept up by it. You just have to go on your homepage or go on your explore feed, look at a couple posts, and, you know, be satisfied, right? They're short, to the point. And
It's very accessible.
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no,
but
you're
yeah.
fine. I was also going to add, like, it's really easy to build up, so if you do spend a lot of time, it would make sense because, like, it's just kind of easy that way. I feel like. And influencers definitely try to attack, like, the short attention span that our generation is starting to have.
That would be
Yeah.
called instant gratification that we are used to because everything's at the tip of our fingers. Yeah.
Wow. That sounded so smart.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I definitely have that. And also, like we were just talking about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier episodes. I don't have the time for that. As much as I would love to watch it right now, I
Summer.
unfortunately do not have the time. Yeah, summer for sure. But like, you know, I'm in school 9 months of the year. So picking up social media during that year is just a lot easier for me.
Yeah.
And that's where influencers typically reside.
I like that idea of how like it's like really accessible and like really easy to like just it's simple and like it targets what is it that what instant gratification really well, right?
It is also.
And then
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say like, and I feel like influencers also like tend to give a little bit more like a personalized opinion of such, so that it kind of like relates more to
Yeah.
yourself, you know. And so I think that's what I kind of like about influence more.
Oh, I think you mean kind of like the language that they use, right?
Yeah, the language,
The modern
yeah.
language.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like, going off of that, like, yes, there's the accessibility to our generation. But, like, to diverge our conversation a little bit, going back to, like, the idea of instant gratification, there's also the idea that it's, like, can be pretty harmful because we now have a much shorter attention span. We are so used to having everything, like, handed to us through, like, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, like, sitting down to do a research paper is a little bit more difficult, or being in a library looking through books, or just reading, or sitting down and, like, spending time just existing is hard for us. Like, we always have to be stimulated. But yeah, that's just to diverge the conversation a little bit. But, like, going back and bringing it back, I mean, I don't really have much of a preference. I like to pay attention to celebrities because I like, again, I'm a nerd, and I like to pay attention to what the Marvel cast is doing, or the Grey's Anatomy cast.
It's entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah, I just like being up to date on their, like, what they're, like, I don't know, what they're working on, and the jokes and stuff, and their relationships. Like, with each other. Not, like, romantic relationships. I don't really care too much, but, like, their relationships with each other.
Yeah. They get along really well.
Yeah.
Yo, but Marvel making big moves this year though.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But, like, maybe influencers, maybe I prefer influencers a little bit more because they seem, like, closer in, like, a social hierarchy. They seem, like, more, like, their status seems slightly more achievable. Especially with, like, so many people getting, like, quick fame. And, like, we also get to see more of their lives. Like, a lot of them choose to be private and stuff like that. But, like, when you look at streamers, we're able to, like, sit down and feel like we are having a conversation with them. And just, like, the ability to connect with them is a little bit more accessible.
Oh, yeah. Really quick, I think, like, fame, like, the definition of fame has kind of changed really rapidly over the years. Only about maybe not even 5 years ago, 1 million followers and subscribers is such a big thing. But now,
True.
like, influencers and celebrities make it seem like it's nothing.
Yeah,
I think it's
I was watching, like maybe a year ago or two. I was just watching a vlog, whatever, and the YouTuber I was watching was talking about, like, their, like, 1 to 5 million subscriber YouTube plaque, and they were talking about how, like, it doesn't really count as much anymore because there's so many people achieving that level.
True.
And, like, when you think about, like, how big it was that when Brian Higa got, like, 10, 15 million subs, and when, like, PewDiePie and I forget who was competing with him for most subs.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't remember it.
Yeah.
It was like the Indian-based company, right?
Yeah.
Something like
Yeah,
yeah.
the entertainment, yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, it's just so easy because people are more engaged in, like, that field more now. Yeah, words are hard. But yeah. Well, now that we've discussed our understanding of celebrities and influencers, I kind of want to know what type of fame you guys would want for yourselves.
For me, for the longest time, I've wanted to start a study stream. So I feel like that would go into influencer. just managing my own kind of study stream and picking and choosing what I want to add into my own, like, I guess, aesthetic or image is a little bit easier. But the most difficult part would definitely be the social media engagement, because I'm not even that good at, like, looking at social media, so, like, getting that engagement to reach the status of an influencer would definitely be really hard. The Instagram algorithm, though, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if the glitch has been let up yet. This is really random. Have you guys seen the Instagram glitch? It's kind of bad.
What should
I didn't hear about it.
Instagram
What happened?
If you go on your Explore feed and say you, like, tapped on a random post, you suddenly won't see the intended caption or comments.
Huh.
But if you go into that account's page and then go to that post, then you'll see, like, everything, which is really hurting people's outreach now. And they
Yeah, because you don't get
hurry
like
up
the
and
full
fix
like, yeah, you don't get like the full context of that said
Mhm.
picture or something like that, right? Yeah.
It's not all the posts, but it's like a pretty good amount.
Oh, I see it now.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah.
I just wanted to see. Yeah, I see it now. It's not every post, but it's like, yeah.
It's pretty, like, common.
People don't engage with stuff that don't have captions because it's just like it seems lazy, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Gosh, the Instagram culture is so like, it's
It's
changed
very
so much. Yeah.
And then they just
Yeah.
keep changing their algorithm to make it harder. And
Quote
then
unquote harder. Yeah.
They won't. I guess they won't really tell us what they've changed, so then we just have to figure it out ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I think that's the
But-
way that they kind of reel us in, though. If they don't tell us, then we have to figure it out ourselves. Therefore, we're using the app more, you know?
That's
Yeah.
true.
So, big brain moves.
Yeah, a little tangent there, but
I mean, I'm on the same boat though. I'd rather be probably influencer just because like you get a little bit more choice over how much of your life you get to release, unless you get like until you get super big because like TMC and stuff. But like when you think about Dream and Quartz, and yes, they get a lot of like criticism for not like revealing enough of their lives or whatever, but at the end of the day, they do get that choice. It's hard for them, and the world is mean, so like it can be mentally detrimental, but at the end of the day you do have that choice, whereas like with traditional celebrities, yeah, you could possibly do that, but but I don't know what I would do.
yeah, I think like influencers definitely, that criticism is probably one of the hardest things they experienced and probably most common. And I think with celebrities it's the stalking, because
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
they're usually like information about them is usually released in other medias such as like
It's a lot more
magazines.
large scale.
Yeah. And so stalking is a really big thing. It's like bad. Like all the
People
Billie
are weird
Eilish
out
stalking.
there, yeah.
Oh my gosh. That was
Ugh.
crazy.
Yeah, and like moms, like celebrities who happen to be moms will be like criticized because they're like, why aren't you showing us your kids and stuff? And it's like, well,
That's private life, yeah.
they're private
It's
life,
like,
they're
come
kids,
on
they
now.
don't get that choice. Why
Yeah.
choose for them? Why choose for them to like be released into the world? The world is scary, and
It
that
is.
much of the world is a lot. Yeah, how about you, Z? What type of celebrity would you rather be?
I would probably say also the same thing as you guys, influencers. Like, you get to choose like what you're gonna put out there, and like, it's very, I guess, much smaller scale instead. Because like, if it's if it like we've been talking, if it's too large scale, it kind of gets like people start to differentiate private life with public life, you know.
Yeah.
And then it gets kind of scary because then people are like, hey, why didn't you say this? Why haven't you shared this? And then like, we want to know. It's like, this is my life though, like, and that's why I kind of get I get kind of like mad, like pissed off, or like kind of mad at like people who are like attacking, say like the like off like TV or something like that, you know, like they're influencers. I want to say, well, some of them are kind of like they're bigger now, so they're kind of borderline celebrities, right?
I'd still call them
And, like,
influencers.
yeah,
Not
I'd still call
everyone
them.
I
does
think-
TV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I said like borderline celebrities, and therefore it's kind of like I read up on their like the Twitter, like the all these like these issues or these stories that come out of them, and then some people say like they start to judge them for something that they're not even involved in, and it's like it's their lives though. So it's
Yeah.
kind of just mini tangent on how that happens, but
Yeah.
back to the whole thing. Yeah, I'd say I want to be like an influencer, so it's like smaller scale, I say. Yeah.
Yeah. And like with the world of internet fame being so new, I think it will be interesting to see how the two groups intersect, like we discussed, as we become more comfortable with like online platforms and just like that. And we're already beginning to see this as influencers are giving roles in big films, and celebrities begin their own YouTube channels or go on TikTok. So maybe one day the groups will collide and there will be a larger and more open space for fame.
Yeah, thank you all for listening to us talk about our stances on celebrities and influencers. Be sure, if you like this podcast, to hit the like button and subscribe/follow to see our new updates and help us reach our goal of 50 subscribers. Once we reach 50 subscribers, we're going to host a live podcast on YouTube with questions and topics from all of you guys.
Yeah, so our podcast is available on Spotify and YouTube under our name. You can also follow us on Instagram at PastTheNickMom to connect with us and just tell us what you guys want to hear and all that stuff. And also remember, we're aiming for 50 subscribers, so big special. Yeah, so we'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.
See y'all.
Bye.
Hello, it's Jasmine. It's that time in the pod for when we promote our charity for the week. Since this month is Asian American Pacific Islander History Month, aka AAPI History Month, and you all know how much we appreciate both our culture and our mental health, our organization for the week is the Asian Mental Health Collective. Their mission is to remove the stigmas of mental health within the Asian community by offering mental health resources and promoting the mental health stories of Asians. With the spread of Asian hate, it's important now more than ever to support the mental health of Asians. We strongly encourage you to consider donating to the Asian Mental Health Collective. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next week. Bye.